Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, everyone. I am so excited to be back this evening with another edition of Super Pokemon Convos. If you're joining us live, welcome. If you're watching the replay, welcome as well. As you know, my name is Detala Amore, the founder of Super Pokemon, where we help Christian mothers and women who are overwhelmed to maximize their time so that they can manifest their God-given dreams. And what we hope to do with Super Pokemon Convos is to get to meet, a woman, an ordinary woman who is doing extraordinary things. And so I'm excited that we have a special lady with us today. But before we get to our guest, I want to check who's on. Say hello. Let me know if you can hear me clearly. I always like to do this sound check before I dive in, just to be sure that you can hear me. Hi, Marceline, how are you? I hope you're good. Who else is here? Say hello, hello, hello. Let us know where you're tuning in from before we dive in. We have a lot to cover today. I'm so excited. Oops. Okay. Anyone, I can see about 7 people on, so just let me know. And there's probably a delay, but let me know if you can hear me, and that way we can just continue with today's Super Mom Combos. Now, while we're waiting for people to join us, I wanted to share a quick announcement. If you're not yet subscribed to this channel, please go ahead and subscribe. I always try to bring this kind of conversations as often as I can. Initially, I said it was going to be every week, but we haven't quite got there yet. But very soon, we'll get to that point. But for now, we have so much going on the YouTube channel. And if you want to be the first to know, then go ahead and click on that subscription button. Oh, hello. Yes. Awesome. Everyone saying they can hear. Wow. Karen from Connecticut. Wow. All the way from the United States. Thank you for joining us.
Karen.
Can hear you 5 on 5. I'm not sure what that means, but thank you.
Really?
Loud and clear. Awesome. Okay. Right. So as I was saying, make sure you're subscribed to this channel because we have valuable content that we share with you every week. And today we are bringing Super Pokemon Convos. And basically, it's all, like I said, we bring something new, something fresh, we'll bring someone for you to get to know a bit more about them and how they're allowing God, right, to walk through them, how they're living a life of purpose. Most of the women that I bring are either members of the Super Working Mom community, and we both have, we have mothers who have children and those who haven't, because we believe that every woman is a mother. So before I mention our guest, I'll just say a quick word of prayer and then we'll dive right into it. So Heavenly Father, we just thank you for today. We thank you for this opportunity. I pray for this session. I pray that it will go really well. I thank you for everyone who's tuning in. I pray that you bless them. I pray that they will leave with something tangible today. In the mighty name of Jesus. I thank you for our amazing guest speaker. I pray that you speak through her. And that even as she shares part of her journey, part of her story with us, I thank you because I know that it will be a blessing to others. In Jesus' name, amen. So, right, today we have the lovely Eva Nabunya with us. Eva is someone that I have known for, I can't remember now, the past few years. She works with me behind the scenes in Super Working Mom, especially with our retreats, with any events that we run, with the Empowering Mothers Conference that is coming up in September. If you haven't registered, please do that. I will put up the link shortly so you can go register. This is going to be our first virtual conference and I am so excited. So Eva is one of the key people who works behind the scenes. And you know what? I'm excited that today she's coming to the front of this, the scene. She's not behind. And yes, I'm sure she has a lot to share with us. So let me, yes, there she is. Hello,
Hello.
Eva. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. How are you?
I'm fine. I am
Yeah.
excited that you're here with us today. It's been a
Um,
long time coming.
I know. Tell me about it.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes. But I'm glad that you are here. So
thank
let's dive right in. Tell
you.
us, Eva, who is Eva? And I would love you to use three words to describe yourself because I know sometimes when we ask the question, "Who are you?" most people they tend to talk about their achievements and their accolades, which is fine. But then we want to get to know who the real Eva is. So go on and tell us a little bit about you.
Okay. Eva is the daughter of the Most High God, and my father is called Abba Father. I am a mother to five beautiful, wonderful angels.
Mm,
I loved them. I miss them. And I am a bubbly. I'm a go-getter. I'm a reed that has been bruised, but
mm.
very valuable. And yeah, I'm here to share my experience. I would say I'm bold, I'm a go getter, I am a friend, and I love fiercely.
Wow, I love those definition, and I can attest to a number of the things you've said. I mean, from the short time that I've known you, even though it seems like forever, I can confirm that the description of yourself is indeed who you are. And I know that as we go on, you will tell us a bit more about yourself. So Eva, I mean, you know that you've been a member of the Super Working Mom academy community for a number of years now, and you'll
Mhm,
probably tell us a bit more about that.
mhm.
And one of the things that we strongly believe is that everyone has a purpose, everyone has an assignment, no matter how little or big it looks like. So, what would you say your purpose is? Why would you say Eva? Why is Eva on this earth?
Eva is on this earth to, one thing I'd say, it's in what I'm here for is probably in my name. I am a helper, the name
Mm,
that was given to the first woman in the Bible. I am a helper of destinies, people who have visions and they would like to see them manifest. And how I do that through the events that I support. And also, if I somebody comes to me and tells me, "Oh, if I'm struggling with this," it may not be an event, and I look through the little memory of friends that I have or the connections that I have, I will connect you to the next person, or I'll help you along the way with the little knowledge that I've managed to amass. I will make sure that we get over the line that seems to be a stumbling block for you. So that's what I see myself as, a helper.
wow, amazing. And do you know, until you said it now, I didn't realize that Eva was from the name Eve. Is it?
Sketching.
I had no clue. Because when you said the first time in the Bible, I'm like, wait, huh? Wait, what? So, see, I've learned something new today. Interesting. Awesome stuff. Okay. So, and yes, you're so right. I mean, like I said, Eva works behind the scenes a lot with us in Super Hockey Mom. And there's so many times she has come to my rescue with her calm demeanor. And when I'm panicking, because I like panic easily, like, Eva is like, she just comes in and, calms the storm. So, yes, indeed, you are a helper. And I'm glad that you are on planet Earth to help, people like me, to help people who need help with their events. So, tell us a bit about your journey of recognizing what your assignment is. So, um, how did you get to a point where you began to embrace your calling? What struggles did you have along the way, and what did you do about it? I want you to let's peel the layers and share how you got to a point where you were able to identify and embrace your assignment.
Yeah, I got to know that I was a helper right from the very beginning when I was young, I could say, from my siblings. Um, and I also find that I get drawn to people that need help randomly, probably. I sort of have, I could say that my intuition tends to pull me towards people that need help. We could be walking on it, we could be walking maybe on the underground or anywhere, and you may not notice that somebody's struggling with something. And if you're talking to me, the next thing you'll see, I'm busy helping somebody across the road with, can I help you with that? You seem to be struggling with that. And also at school when I was younger, any child that would come to school and probably they are crying, they don't have lunch, they don't have this, they don't have the other, I'd always jump in. Either I would go back home and probably steal pick one of my extra PE uniforms. If they are struggling with having a PE uniform, I'd steal my extra one, bring it. And then when my mom asks me, where is your PE? You have two. How come you only have one? I'll say, I gave out to the other person. They don't have anything. And they used to come to school with their torn one. So I've given it out. So my mom was used to that. Or if anybody would tell me they're not eating at home, I tell them, come tomorrow at such and such a time. That's when we are eating. So mom would wonder, why do you have an extra head on the table? So I'm always responsible. So that's when I realized that helping is one of my callings. And then, of course, I found myself, my first degree was in hospitality. And then from hospitality, I've then found myself now in the NHS.
Wow.
The helping I tend to be drawn in those directions. So that's how I recognized what I am today, or the helper that I think I am, or I feel that I am. One thing that I've seen, that the downside to being a helper is people tend to then overload or dampen you. So for the person who comes, and I've sort of got my antenna very sensitive on that. If you come and think you're going to overload me, we will have clear guidelines on how we're going to operate. It will not be announced through somebody else. It will be straight in your face. I'm sure you can do that for yourself. Can you carry on with that? I'm going to do this kind of thing. It's a clear communication from me. And that has helped me deal with whoever feels I am somebody to dump stuff on. It hasn't rubbed on well with some people. They feel, oh, she's too much. She thinks she's this, she's the other. Yes, I think I'm that and the other, because I know what I can handle and I know what I can't handle. So rather have it clear than go start complaining that, oh, I've been treated like this, like that. Before you complain, you have known where I stand, and that has been probably something that has helped me all along, not to feel really upset with what is it that I'm doing. So I'm enjoying it, being a helper.
Wow. Awesome. And that's one thing I quite like about you, the fact that in as much as you want to help people, you also know your limits. And I think this is one thing other helpers who might be listening can take away from what you've said. It's good to want to help, but not at the detriment of your own health, not at the detriment of your own sanity. And I quite like the fact that you're straightforward. You always push back when it's out of scope. Do you see what I mean? And so that's one thing. If helpers can get to a point where they can communicate and say, yeah, overstepping, and I know there's been a few times you've called me to order as well. So, which is good, because I mean, imagine, like you said, if you're grumbling and complaining and the other people or whoever you're helping are not aware, then that's where there's friction that comes into play and bitterness. But if you are able to communicate and say, this is overstepping, and both parties are aware of the guidelines, as you rightly put it, then things will work smoothly. And I guess that's why you and I have been able to work together, and also the people who respect that. So if someone can't respect your boundaries, then there's no point then being
allowed. I mean, if they can't respect the boundaries, they can use the door.
Yeah.
I resist them to exit and I carry on.
Exactly. Yeah. So Sean says, I have seen Eva's calling of being a helper in action. Yes, definitely. And Maureen, I'm not quite sure where you joined, but Eva already explained, because she said helper. Wow, don't people take advantage of your call?
No, they don't. Yeah. No, they don't.
Yeah.
People do try to push the boundaries, but I tend to be clear, and I don't do it behind their backs. I go and face them and say, "This. I'm imagining this is what we are trying to achieve, and when you behave like this, we are not going to be able to achieve it. So this is your portion and this is my portion.
Yeah.
And then, and I don't, and also another thing that I've been gifted with is I'm not good at holding a grudge. So as soon as I've stated my facts, I then get back to what the task is,
Yeah.
because I don't have time to hang around with fluff. Oh, there she's down. I don't have time. We've got a target to hit. So
Mm.
as soon as I've set my boundaries, I'm like, okay, I'm not going to be doing this. I'm sure you're capable of doing this. I'm handling this. So can we carry on?
Yeah.
If I find that you're still in the naughty corner trying to be whatever they call it, I just carry on and leave whatever it is you've got to sort out with you and I carry on.
Yeah.
We get to
So,
get to
Eva, tell me, have you always been like this in terms of being able to communicate assertively where you stand, or did you have to grow into this over time?
No, I have always been like this. I've been encouraged
Oh,
since I
wow.
was a child. I'm a firstborn.
Mm.
So my dad was very encouraging of me speaking my mind.
Mm.
So from a child, from a young age, if anything, um, as I've grown up, I've sort of learned that people tend to hide behind certain things. You've got to be a bit manipulative, and that I've tried to wear the manipulative jacket. It doesn't fit. So
Mm.
I have stuck to who I am. And
Yeah.
then if I can't communicate with you, then I would rather just back off and I just tell you I can't do what you're asking me to do, because then I won't be able to speak. I won't be able to be me.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
the
Wow.
me is a person who communicates.
Yes. And that's the power of being authentic, being true to yourself, as opposed to being one way with people and then being another way, when they're not there. So that is that. And like you said, it's a gift because not many people have that gift to be able to communicate clearly what their boundaries are and what they would not take. So well done. I'll be coming for tips on that.
Ah, thank you.
Chari says Eva is a leader, a pesseter. I had someone mention she can build a plan. Lovely. Then build a plane, the
Mm.
person says. Mansour says, am I the only guy over here? But I'm loving it. Good vibes, good vibes, good vibes. Yeah, we love it too. So, Eva, you've already told us that you're a helper. I want you to tell us a bit more about your business, Vassana Services. We hear of a lot of we hear of a lot of event planners, but yours is so unique and different. So, can you tell us a bit about your business, how it started, if you want to share that bit, and then how has the lockdown impacted your business and COVID, the whole lockdown situation? Yeah.
Okay. As regards to how it started, I'll just give you snippets of it. But my business is a business that's out of me, Eva Ssanyu Nabunya. And Vassana is part of the three names, my three names. VA is part of my first name, which is Eva. Vassana, and then the double SSA is Sanyu, the three letters. And then NA is Nabunya. So that's how we have the Vassana. And whatever you get is Eva Services all the way. I love events. I love planning them. I love everything about them. So, how did I get the name Vassana Services? I had surgery and I almost didn't make it.
Hmm.
Now, when I was in a coma and I came back, no, when I was in a coma, struggling to get back with doctors around me trying to resuscitate me, when I came back, all I can say is I felt God say, Eva, I want you to start something. And I said, what is that? That's something you love doing, or something that you've done passionately. So I said, okay, what is that, Lord? And what's going to be the name? He said, the name is in you.
Hmm.
So I struggled with that. I struggled with all sorts of names. Google did all sorts. And the final pin dropped when I felt within me the spirit telling me the name of the business is in your names. So
Mm.
I tried all sorts. While I was trying, by the way, to recover, I was on all sorts of beeping machines.
Wow.
When I came back, but my brain was busy trying to look for the
Business
business.
need.
And I could tell you probably that's what kept me alive, and that's why I'm here.
Mm.
So as the doctors had said, oh, we've got her back, we've got her back, they were slapping my face, doing all sorts, tilting me in all corners. In my head, I came back with, I need to find the name for the business. I need to find a name for the business. I need to find a name for the business. That's what was going on around me until they asked me, are you okay? Are you okay? I said, I am okay. I am okay. But of
Wow.
course, I'm speaking very slowly. So that's how Vassana Services was created. I had a long journey to recover. And while I was on my bed trying to recover, a friend of mine called Noreen Makosawe, sorry, told me, Eva, I'm trying to plan an event. This is after I left hospital, actually, after 3 weeks. She says, I'm trying to plan an event. She was not aware that I have just had surgery. So
Wow.
I'm trying to plan an event, and I know you're really good at this. Are you able to help me? I said, funny enough, I can't come out, or I can't visit any venues with you. I can't come out. But you just tell me what you need me to do. She was like, why can't you come out? And I wasn't really willing to tell her that I've just had surgery. And then after that, she told me, we have to meet at this time. I'm meeting you at 6 o'clock. I told her, I can't come out. I've just had surgery. She goes, oh my God, you kept that quiet. And that was after 3 days when we've been
Mm.
talking about this, that she was going to do, what I could help with.
Yeah.
And she said, oh my God, if I didn't know you're really ill. Wow. So I told her, all that I can do is when I'm at home, because I can't get out. And then she told me, Eva, you did an amazing job helping me with planning my event. Why don't you start a virtual service? I had never known about virtual services.
Mm.
All I knew is I'm a good event. I can plan events. I can.
Yeah.
So I've sort of got a sixth sense in everything that I'm
Mm.
trying to do. So I and then she then sold me the idea of do virtual services.
Yeah.
So I started doing her emails. I started doing a few things. We're doing things together. And that's how then I started having Vassana Services, virtual services.
Yeah.
And that's how this whole thing came into being. But originally, I took some other tips as well from a very good company that I worked with in America,
Mm.
Walt Disney World. I think the best hospitality hosting company. So I worked with them. I also worked with the Hilton. I worked with a few hotels. So the experience that I gathered from those different places
Yeah.
have been the cloud that I'm working with right now.
Yeah.
So that's how
Awesome.
Vassana Services was created, and that's what
Hmm.
drives us. Yeah.
Awesome. So, I mean, that sounds fantastic. And ooh, talk about getting a download while you're in coma. As in,
Tell me about it.
that's that's just profound. So,
Mm.
how has the lockdown now impacted your business now?
Well, the lockdown to some extent has impacted the events that I'm able I mean, the venues that I'm able to use,
Yeah.
because the hospitality industry in London is going to open on the 1st of October. So any events in between that we had planned have had to be called back,
Yeah.
called back, and that has impacted me in a way that I don't have that support. I mean, that incoming business as it is. But then again, I like the way the hospitality industry has been keeping things going. I've kept
Mm.
in touch with my contacts, and they've kept on updating me on what is happening in their hotels, what's happening anywhere around the world. The few contacts that I've got, they've given me whatever things that are developing. Yes, right now, business is not really booming. But
Mm.
then the one thing that I know in the hospitality industry, they are having a lot of incentives that they're giving out to people to encourage them to come back into the fold.
Sure.
And in the UK, the hospitality industry has been working very well with Ministry of Health to ensure that whatever it is that would stop them opening has been sorted out. So
Sure.
Come 1st of October, restaurants are going to be open to bigger numbers. The hotels are offering incentives for people who are booking ahead because most
Mm-hmm.
people were very skeptic.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's it. And one thing I've forgotten to mention is also events now have become very much online. So Zoom has
Yes.
taken over,
Yeah.
Facebook, all these things. So the hotels have also adapted. So they're offering hybrid packages where
Mm.
people can have a small audience in a conference room and then they
Sure.
can stream out. So there is that evolution, evolving that has happened. And
Sure.
I'm also evolving along with them
Yeah.
because being rigid is not going to help me at all. So
Exactly.
I'm evolving, training, and I'm also going to be helping. We've got a conference booked for super
Yes.
working moms. You
Yeah.
need to register for that and then
Yeah.
see us in another
Exactly.
way. You'll be seeing us online. You won't be seeing us physically, but we'll be online as we've
Yes.
all gotten accustomed with the COVID-19. Things
Yes.
have got to
Yes.
roll.
Mm-hmm. And that is fantastic. So if you're here, maybe you probably have an event you need to plan, then Eva is the person you need to be talking to. I have been blessed, like I said, to have Eva helping me with planning retreats. So I do 2 retreats every year, and I think since 2016, is it, Eva? I can't
2016.
remember. 2016.
2016, July.
I can't. Yeah. See, before then, I was trying to do all these things myself, and oh my God, it was. I knew God had called me to do retreats, but in terms of the whole logistics and negotiating, that wasn't my strong point. But when Eva came on board, oh my goodness, it was as if a heavy load was lifted off me. So things around negotiating, things around sorting out the venue. Eva is your lady. You need to be talking to her. And she's going to be telling us a bit more about how she's working behind the scenes for the Empowering Mothers Conference that is coming up. I'll be putting up the link shortly. You need to register for the event. It's virtual, so there's nothing stopping you from being there. And we have amazing speakers that are coming. But I'll tell you a bit more about that later. Let's focus on our guest, Eva, for now. Okay, so Eva, you are a member of the Super Working Mom Academy. I know that when people hear Super Working Mom, first they think, oh, it's only for mothers, but we've been able to showcase that it's for every woman. I mean, you've got 5 beautiful babies in heaven, and we'll probably
Yeah,
talk a
yeah.
little about that soon. But so tell me, what has been your experience? Do you feel, and I'm going to put you on the spot here. Do you feel weird being in the midst of mothers who have babies on earth? Do you see what I mean? As opposed to what has been your experience? Let me not put words in your mouth. Tell us a bit about your experience being a member
My
of the Super Working Mom
experience,
Academy.
my experience has been really very interesting. I struggle with days when people are talking, oh, where can I buy the uniform for my child, da, 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 especially in the age group of when my little angels would have been. I struggle with
Mm,
that. But then again, being me, I then look at it and I'm like, God has given me a very good experience of having experienced motherhood and now then living among mothers that have children that are nurturing. Now,
mm,
I experienced motherhood by being able to conceive, hold for a period, and
mm,
then hand over, then hold for a period, and then hand over. I'm good at it. I did it 5 times.
mm.
So
Wow.
that that I feel has been my experience. Do I feel special about it? Oh, yes, I do. do I do I feel bad hanging around mothers who have children? Not really. I mean,
Mm,
I don't. I love hanging around these people because they haven't become funny human beings.
yeah.
I am not a funny human being. We still can talk about other things, and
Yes.
there is that thing that we have in common, and there are certain things that we don't have in common. So
Mm,
that is the tapestry that fills
mm,
humanity. So I am okay hanging around the super working moms. They're a very interesting bunch of women. Yes, very industrious, lots of
Mm.
entrepreneurs, people with ideas. Do you need to declutter? Come into Sparking Mom. Do you have an idea that you want to produce? Contact the dynamite I'm talking with. Do you have flab that you want to get rid of? There are super working moms that will help you with that. Plenty of us. There's
Mm.
a super working mom on every continent, I believe, that will help you with your fitness. And these
Mm.
mothers as well, by the way, are not competitive of each other. They're supportive of each other. They, with each one of them, they're all doing fitness, they're all fighting the flab, but then they all do it based on their own ability.
Yeah.
So if you come in the super working mom, you will get a cocktail of all that. You
Yeah.
glean from this, you glean from that, you gain from that. Then there are mothers who are running businesses. There are those that are in the corporate world. So
Yeah.
it's a bowl of different things that you can glean from. So the academy is a women's group, but it's an academy that's also taken advantage of the different talents within the group and use them to help different people. You need your
Mm.
social media sorted out. There is somebody for that. Are you scared? Do you have fears in this and that? There is somebody for that. What can I say about the academy? A lot. And with that, I am the woman that I am today because of the
Mm.
people that I'm in.
Mm.
Yes. So
Yeah.
there you are.
And if you want an event planned, there's someone in there for you.
Oh, yeah,
Eva.
I forgot to mention that for good measure.
Exactly.
If you need an event, have an idea, I'm the lady you come to.
Yes, yes, yes. And I must say it's been a blessing just seeing you grow from the first time I met. I mean, okay, not from the first time, from the initial our initial interaction. The Eva that I knew then is completely different from the Eva that I know now. You've grown,
Yes.
from this lava into a beautiful butterfly, and I feel like every year there's always something new about you. I remember clearly the first retreat you came for, when
Oh,
everyone's introducing themselves. Don't worry, I won't say too much. You are this aloof person who, like, yeah, whatever. But now it's like even everyone who's been coming for the retreat is like, wait, this Eva is different from the first Eva we knew. So, and we give all glory to God for that. So,
amen.
Eva, you had mentioned initially about your beautiful babies. So I wanted you to tell us just a bit about that in terms of how that experience has impacted your life now. You holding your each beautiful baby of yours for a short while. And then I love how you said that, they're released back. I want to believe that was the word you used. It
Yes.
wasn't like they were snatched away from you. They
Mhm.
were released back to heaven. So how has that experience of loss impacted you? I mean, I've lost a baby, and in my mind, I'm trying to imagine losing a baby 5 times. I don't know what I would do. So tell
Um,
us how you have managed to navigate that.
the best way that I can, in a nutshell, I could tell you that I am learning to lean on Jesus
Hmm.
more and more. It's a journey.
Yeah.
But for every child that I've lost five. For every child that I've lost, the pain has been different. The
Hmm.
pain has been daunting. The pain has been crushing. But I thank God for my faith. I thank God that every time I've gone back to Him, and I've not gone back to Him glamorous, I've gone
Hmm.
back to Him very upset, very disoriented, in a lot of pain, with a bleeding heart. And I've said, Lord, I am here again. Look at this bleeding heart. Why did you give me this child for this short time?
Hmm.
And the one thing I can say, when I have given him my bleeding heart, He's given it back to me with the sting out, but
Mm.
with the cracks with it,
Mm.
the cracks that I've got. And my heart, I could say, has been crushed or broken so many times with the bereavements that I've gone through. I've lost my mom, dad, children, my brother, sister.
Yeah.
I've lost friends. So every single loss, so every bereavement that I've gone through, there's been a sting, there's been a crack. And the most recent one, when I lost my brother, when he didn't wake up from his sleep, I went to God and I said, God, and this is how I went because I was like, you've just overdone it now. Could you explain to me what we're doing now?
Mm.
And the silent voice that I had that has comforted me is I heard him say to me, I trust you that much
Mm.
with this pain. I trust
Wow.
you to put words to this bereavement. I trust you enough, Eva, to be able to go through it and
Mm.
still remain poised. So I said, okay. When I lost my fifth child, that hurt a lot. Along with it, I lost a few things on the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I went into what I would call a deep contemplative depression.
Mm.
And I asked God, what is it? I don't know what you're trying to do. Who am I? Because at that point, with all the pain that I had borne, all the pain that I was going through, I was asking God, what is it we are making here? What are we
Mm.
creating, Lord? He then asked me to go and Google mosaic lamp. I thought, how do you even spell that? Because I couldn't. I couldn't. I
Mm.
was that upset. And I went and I typed how I felt it sounded. Luckily enough, the word came up properly. And as if I could say, as if the Holy Spirit was around to sort of direct me and make it easier because I didn't have a lot of patience. So I got a mosaic lamp. And then this is how God healed me, the process. Because as soon as I saw the mosaic lamp, I crashed. I won't tell you I took it elegantly. I cried
Mm.
for days. I didn't even want to know about mosaic. But everywhere that I was walking, I kept on seeing a mosaic pot, a mosaic plate, a mosaic that, a mosaic that.
Wow.
And every time I saw them, they were in shops displayed looking very beautiful and
Wow.
very expensive. And then
Mm.
God said, it's none of those, you are a lamp. Now, for those that have got Google handy, Google a mosaic lamp. We
I need
can
to do that
concentrate
too.
on, you can concentrate on probably the Turkish one or the Moroccan one. Now, if you look at that lamp, God said to me, He's going to put a light in that mosaic. And whatever light that comes through the lamp shed, that is who He's creating me to be from the pain.
Wow.
I
Wow.
started
I just,
penciling. I'm penciling a book.
yeah, I was going to ask you about that. I know you're writing a book about
Yes,
your
I'm
your
writing.
journey,
I've
isn't
been
it?
writing a book for a while. I thought
I
I
know.
was good at three miscarriages. Then I got the fourth one. Then I got the fifth. I've graduated, you see. So I got the fifth miscarriage, and I thought, Lord, I can't be writing about miscarriages, but I'm writing a book. And
Mm.
now, as I'm writing the book, I'm writing with the different lights that have come through
Mm.
my bereavement, the different lights that the Lord is lighting up through me from from my losses, if I could say, because the losses that I've also experienced have been property, my my job, my
Mm-hmm.
house,
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of things. So
Yeah.
with every loss that I've experienced, if you look at the mosaic lamp,
Yeah.
the little
Hello. Hello.
ooh,
Hello.
noise.
Eva, can you hear me?
I think I am hearing you. Can you hear
Yes, I
me?
can hear you. Yes, I can hear you now. Yeah.
Yeah. So for the different lights that are coming through the mosaic lamp, those are the things that God is doing, that He's making beautiful in His own time. So
Hmm.
as soon as
Wow.
the book is through, I hope you'll be able to read my story and
Yes.
walk through the journey with me.
Yes. I have read part of it, but I haven't read the later part. So I'm looking forward to that. And
Yes.
hopefully, I'm already thinking maybe the book cover should have a mosaic lamp in
Let's
front
see.
of it. And I'm looking at it now and I'm like, wow, just all that. I mean, it looks broken, but all the colors coming together and wow.
Mhm.
Isn't that amazing? It's amazing
Mhm.
how from a place of adversity, God reveals more of ourselves to us and more of him in us to us, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
So I mean, ooh, just listening
Mhm.
to and the only way you can come to that kind of realization is by being reflective and what you said, going back to God. Because someone else, now not to compare, but someone who doesn't take time to go back to God and has this type of experience is either bitter or angry, but you've been able to walk that journey. You've gone back to God, and like you said, not glamorously. And thank God that God can handle our tantrums, when we go back to Him. So I'm glad that you're sharing this. So,
Yeah,
what would be
I've gone back
your.
to God in pain. I've gone
Yes,
back to God raging. I've gone
yes.
back to God laughing. I've gone back to
Mm,
God grateful. I've gone back to God in so many moods.
mm,
And the one thing that I'm grateful for, and the one thing that I'll share
mm,
without even reservation, is God is a very good God. He's very
mm,
patient. He's very loving. He's one character. You will come with all your different colors of the rainbow. He will remain the light,
mm.
and He
Wow.
will help you through the journey. You will take
Mm,
the walk and say, God, I don't want you on this walk. You walk off.
yeah,
And in your tears, in your stomping, He will join you,
yeah.
and He will
Wow.
help bring you back and remind you, Eva, I am your Alpha, I am your
Mm,
Omega, and
Omega.
I'm holding you.
Mm,
So,
wow.
yeah.
Isn't God amazing? And the way you talk about him just shows that level of intimacy and not someone who's aloof. In our pain, in our joyful moments, we still run back to him. Who else do we run to? Who else do we have but God,
Mm,
our Father? So thank you so much for sharing that.
yeah.
Someone says, Evelyn says, may God turn your pain into a testimony. Yes, and it's good you're turning it into motivation. Yeah. I mean, I think this is a lot more than motivation. This is your experience that you are using to be a light to others. So it's quite deep. It's quite deep. And a few
If
people
people
are
are
saying they
calling
can relate.
if people are calling it motivation, well, that's okay. But I call it another light to what God can do. And
Wow.
nobody is too broken for God to repair.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. A number of people are saying they've experienced, similar stuff as well. So I'm hoping this is an encouragement to them. So what would
Mhm.
be your, I mean, I know that you've kind of shared your experience, but what would, for anyone who's still struggling with loss, and like you said, you've lost so many things, not just your beautiful babies who are now in heaven. There were other secondary losses that came almost as a result of that. So what would you say to someone who's gone through all kinds of loss of health, loss of a child, loss of a parent, loss of whatever? What would be your, I don't necessarily want to say advice, your encouragement? Yeah, what would be your encouragement to
Okay.
someone who might be listening? Yeah.
The one thing that I would say is, if you've gone through a lot of losses, a lot of discouragement, um, I can try, I won't say I'm perfect, but I can try to walk with you. I can try to guide you. Not that I have the script written out perfectly, but I will guide you. Because sometimes when you've lost somebody, you lose yourself as well. The
Yeah.
Bible even states it properly. The devil comes to steal,
Mm-hmm.
kill, and destroy. So
Yes.
when the devil has killed and you see him stealing, you need to stop him from destroying you. If
Mm,
you've probably experienced the three, I will tell you, if you're still breathing, you still can articulate what it is you're going through, let us talk.
mm,
Because I can show you the man that can help you through your problem. And that man is none other than Abba Father, my God, the lifter up of your head, the
mm,
God that will lift you from the miry clay and put your feet on the rock. When you're wading through a miry clay terrain, it is a drag.
mm.
But you know what? God has got angels that can lift you up. God
Wow.
has got helpers. All you have to do is stop fighting in your own strength and surrender
Mm,
and say, God, I don't know how you're going to do this. I need your help.
mm,
And with that, be expectant. When you're experiencing grief, loss, get yourself back to the child in you. Look for the child in you, a child that believes that a paper aeroplane is an aeroplane that can bring the most excitement. So when you get yourself to that position, it will help you to believe in a God who provide help. Because when you don't do that and you deal with it as an adult, when God provides the help, you won't be able to see it,
mm,
because that help may come in form of you having to move from where you are to a place of safety. But because you're so hurt, you feel that the place where you are is the place where God has ordained you, and you need to stay there. You need to marinate there and heal. But when what He's
mm.
telling you, move out. So when you're in the marry clay, He will provide help. Whatever comes your way, take it and carry on. Let Him lead you.
Wow. Wow. This is amazing. Gentlemen, ladies, this is one episode you need to watch over again because Eva has just like downloaded so much depth in in the space of how many minutes, and it's something that one needs to just ruminate over and over again and again. Me just hearing you speak, it's like you're coming from a place of someone who has gone back to her father. This is not flesh and blood. This is the spirit speaking through you, the spirit of God. So thank you for that. um, Dorota says your strength and positivity can help so many through their journey. Thank you for sharing your strength. Yeah, indeed,
Oh,
thank
thanks,
you for
Laura.
sharing your strength.
Thanks, Dee.
um Peseta Sound 7 says no condemnation for those who are in Christ Jesus. Yes, thank you for being a source of light. And I
Oh,
want to use this opportunity to just share this with anyone who doesn't maybe know Jesus as their Lord and Savior. Because in your mind, you might be wondering, how do you come back from losses? How? But by accepting Jesus into your heart and allowing Him to take that pain, that is
mhm,
where the healing begins. That is where the transformation begins. Having that relationship with your Father,
mhm,
is where your healing begins. So for if you're here and you've probably abandoned God and say, God, just move to one side, I can handle this by myself, it's probably time to just say a word of prayer and invite Him back into your life, or if you've never accepted him before, a simple prayer will do. Just saying, I surrender. I surrender to you. Help me. Help my unbelief. I just felt led to share that. Wow, this has been deep, really, really deep. And Eva, I must say thank you for sharing.
You're
Um,
welcome.
yes, if you have any questions, people, please type it. We're gonna be ending very soon. So like I mentioned before, we Empowering Mothers Conference is happening September 19, and I'm gonna put up the link now. Eva has been working behind the scenes. So, Eva, tell us a bit about what you're doing behind the scenes for this, our first virtual conference. Now, the interesting thing is, this conference this year was supposed to hold in Germany. The plan was to take Empowering Moms Conference to other countries, because we've run it in the UK for about 4 years now, and we thought, let's go, let's take this into the other side of the world. And then the lockdown happened, so now we had to re-strategize, and now we are going virtual. So Eva,
Yes.
tell us a bit, give us some sneak peek to what you're doing behind the scenes.
Okay. What I'm doing behind the scenes is we're working on seeing that this event is also hybrid. So I've worked on trying to get us a venue that will be accommodative of that. And also getting in touch with a few people that would be exhibit. There's one person that I'm interested in seeing that they exhibit their stuff on our conference. Um, I'm also behind the scene with connecting the speakers with whatever will be happening around, because we have speakers from Germany, we have speakers from the UK, we have speakers from the US. So, pardon me, making that network work will be me and a few other people, because it takes a few movement within the clogs for things to happen. So I'm one of the clogs that will be making the things run smoothly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
awesome. And also on the day, obviously all the tech stuff that's going to be happening on the day, Eva and her team are going to be working on that to make sure that streaming is
Everything is
going
seamless.
well, everything is going smoothly. So it's amazing how people see some of us who are in the front doing stuff, not knowing that a lot of work is going behind the scenes. So we have that's so I'm so glad that you're here today, and people can actually see one of the people who are just usually behind, and like, yeah, you just carry on and do your thing. But it's always good to recognize people like yourself and the great work that you are doing. So well done, well done, well done. And you've already told us about your business and how, if people want to run it, if they have events they want to run in this season, they need to reach out to you. Like I said, one of Eva's gifts, though she didn't mention it, I would mention it because I have been a recipient of these gifts, is her negotiation skills. Oh my days. It's just off the roof. Every event that we've planned, every retreat, there's Eva always, I don't know how she does it, and I guess I don't need to know. That's why I've hired her to get it done. She always comes back with good deals. Well, good enough for me. So negotiation isn't one of my own strengths. So I'm glad that I have someone like Eva on my team. So again, if you have corporate events, retreats, what other kind of events, so that people would know what
Um,
kind of other
Corporate
events?
events. Basically, if you're looking for a venue for a corporate event,
Hmm.
look for me. Get in
Yeah.
touch with me. If you're looking to plan a holiday as well, I've got a few contacts on my list. Let me know what you want to achieve. Family holiday. Let me know what you want to achieve, what kind of budget we are working with. I will be able to sort of direct you on, that money can get you this and this and this. I'll give you a few options. So I could call myself a one-stop person from whom you can glean a few ideas. If you want to
Hmm.
have probably a wedding, the one thing I don't do, I could suggest a venue, but I don't do events planning for weddings.
Wait.
If you come to me with a wedding, I'll tell you, this venue might do you well. Try it out for everything you're looking for. But this is the person you can work with if you want to plan your wedding. Because I've connected as well with a few other people that do events, and I'm able to point you in the right direction on who you need to go to.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So Eva, before you tell us how people can connect with you, I wanted to read a few comments. Nora says, Eva, you have truly trusted God as your master plan. Keep trusting God. He will enable
Oh,
you
Nora.
overcome and become an inspiration to many. And Fumi Onomusi, this is one of our amazing speakers at Empowering Moms Conference. She says, thank you, Eva. Your resilience is not from man. Indeed, it is not
Oh.
from man. It is not. Joy says, well done, Lady Eva.
Oh. Hello,
I know,
Mokwano.
right? Emilola, good to know about holidays. I didn't know that too, so now we know. So yes, a good one. Yemisi Peters says, thank you for sharing your story with us. What only he can do. Yes, indeed. Evelyn says, God bless you for such comforting words. Indeed,
Oh, you're
they
welcome,
are
Evelyn.
comforting. And Adenike says, you are a shining light, Eva.
Oh,
Yes, you
thanks,
are.
Nikki.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Nikki.
Okay, so Eva, how can people connect with you?
You can connect with me through my personal profile on Facebook, which is Eva Ssanyu Nabunya. You can connect with me through my business page, which is Vassana Services. And I spell the Vassana for you. It's not Vanessa. It is
That's a yeah.
VASSANA. Many people are guilty for calling
I
it
know, right?
Vanessa.
No, but do you know what? Do you know what I actually think it is? I think as you type, let's blame it
Vanessa
on auto. What's that thing? Auto
autocorrect.
thingy. Yes, because the other day I was typing. In my head I was typing Vassana, and then somehow it changed to Vanessa or something. I don't even know what happened. And Eva
Yeah.
is like, my business is Vassana. I'm like, oh, sorry.
Oh, yes, I've got to rub it in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can connect with me on Instagram, on
Yeah.
Facebook. Those are the few places that I've pitched my camp.
Okay, great. So what we're going to do is, as part of the description notes, we will add all of Eva's contacts, so you can reach out to her on Instagram, on Facebook. That's where she is mainly. So I would wrap up here. What I would also say is, don't forget to register for Empowering Mothers Conference. It is happening September 19. It is virtual, so meaning you can log in from your home, the comfort of your home. It is going to be amazing. We have amazing speakers, 5 speakers, myself included. Eva will be working behind the scenes, so you might not necessarily see her face on the day, but trust me, she's going to be there somewhere working behind the scenes. So again, thank you everyone for tuning in. We really do appreciate your time today. Feel free to share this link, because this is live on YouTube and the recording is going to be on YouTube. Please share this link with anyone who couldn't make it today, someone who you know needs to hear what Eva has to share. Eva, we also mentioned about Super Working Mom Academy. We'll put that up. There's a waiting list to join now. We'll be opening up later in the year. If you want to become a part of the Super Working Mom Academy, where we basically show you the tools and help you build the confidence to maximize your time so you can manifest your dream. So we're going to wrap it up now. Eva, any last words before we wrap up?
Well, my last words are to whoever seems to be trudging on in pain, whoever seems to be overwhelmed. There is one thing that I can tell you: there is hope.
Mm.
The sun will shine again.
Mm.
It will shine again on your face.
Yeah.
This isn't the end of you. When you feel you can't understand why you have to go through the things you do, speak to God, or get the image that God gave me, a mosaic light.
Mm.
Google it. Or you may not want to be the light, You may want to be a beautiful pot. You may want to be a mosaic hanging, something hanging on the wall. There is hope. There is beauty in the cracks of your
Mm,
pain. And God can use anything. It says it in the Bible, and it is true. God can use anything,
yes.
including your broken, dirty, filthy pieces. Take
Mm,
heart, don't lose hope, and also reach out. If there's nobody you can reach out to, I am here.
mm,
If I can't handle your situation, I know somebody who can handle it for you.
mm. Awesome. Thank you so much, Eva. This has been amazing. I will finish bang on time. And thank you, everyone who has joined us tonight. We really appreciate your time. We will end now. And again, we'll put up Eva's details in the description box. You can connect with her on social media. God bless you and thank you. Enjoy
God
the